Hey y'all, it's Megan. Welcome back to the channel. Glad y'all are here today. We had an awesome day today at Rocky Ridge Farm, and we wanted to share a few little clips with you. We met some really awesome people and really enjoyed the day.
We did, and just to any of y'all that came up and spoke to us, you know, there was a lot of our viewers there. We enjoyed meeting every one of you.
Every one of
y'all had an awesome story to tell, and I tell you what, I'm proud of every one of you that came today.
That's right. That's exactly right.
We hope you enjoy what little bit of footage and stuff we was able to catch of the event. We didn't get it all, but we tried our best to encapsulate it into a video.
Yep. We were pretty busy today,
just
talking to folks and, you know, getting to know people. So anyways, guys, I hope y'all enjoy the video.
So we've got Tim from Homestead Custom Meat Processing, and he's got one pretty cool outfit right here. And I thought it'd be something good that we could share with everybody around it. If you're local to us here, well, you're out of
Archdale.
Out of Archdale.
But we travel pretty much anywhere in North Carolina.
Really?
That the customer's willing to pay.
So anywhere in North Carolina. How about the southern part of Virginia, or does your license and stuff not allow you to do that?
I'm restricted to the borders of North Carolina.
So you've got to stay within North Carolina. Okay.
Yes,
well, you want to show us what you got and tell us about what all you do?
Sure. So we're a mobile meat processor. We're the first and current only one in North Carolina. We've been open about 2.5 years. I operate out of a 30-foot enclosed trailer. It's cooled for the summer. We've got all of our equipment, so when we pull up at your farm, we will dispatch your animal, and when we leave, you have all of your meat vacuum sealed, labeled, ready to go in your freezer.
Wow.
Yeah, we currently do pigs, goats, sheep, and poultry, and turkeys.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
So if somebody has, say, 2 pigs they want to do,
Right.
when you pull into their farm, from start time to finish time, how long are you usually looking at? As long as things go okay.
Right. A lot of people think, you know, if the more you have cut up into grind and all that stuff, the quicker it goes.
Yeah.
Well, it's actually the opposite. So the time
I know that
frame,
from experience.
yeah, the time frame really depends on how the cut sheet is laid out, and also the size of the pig.
Okay.
But the best way to do is once we get set up in the morning, you can say 3 hours or less per pig.
Really?
Yeah.
3 hours per pig.
That's awesome.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's really good.
And it's just you and one other guy, right?
Yeah, I got another gentleman, Darren, working with me.
Okay.
So.
Cool. Well, let's take a look at the inside of his trailer here. So once you have dispatched the animal out here, how does this begin here?
Yep, so what we do is we come in, we've got our winch system hooked up. We'll pull the pig in, lay it on the skinning cradle. From there, we skin it, gut it, hang it up, wash it off, and then on our rail system, we take that in. Behind that door up there is a small walk-in cooler, and it goes in there. Once we process or skin and gut all the animals, we close that off, and then we wash the whole area down, make sure there's no contamination from having the skin and guts and all that in here.
Right.
And then typically we'll take a little break. I got to do some paperwork for the state. And then after that, we'll start bringing them out in order and cutting them up as it goes. We've got a bandsaw in there to do your bone-in stuff and to break the animal down farther. And we've got our vacuum sealer and a label machine that puts the weight, the cut, and the date on it.
So it would be just like you took an animal to a regular processor. You get your animal back the same as that way.
Yes,
You've
sir.
got everything labeled, poundage, the whole 9 yards is ready to go.
That animal never leaves your farm, and you know it's 100% your animal, and you know everything you're getting back, I mean,
It's yours.
is yours. There's no other animals there. And you can also see the waste or lack of waste. For a while, I was running a check on it, and I think my customers were getting about 80 to 82% of their hanging weight returned. And several of them said that was like so much higher than what they were getting from when they were taking it to another processor.
Really?
I've met several owners of processing facilities, and I think for the most part they're all good, upstanding people.
Yeah.
One thing you always have to take into consideration is you've got employees that you can't keep your eyes on the whole time.
That's true too. I never
And
even thought about that.
Unfortunately, the way the workforce is going now, you know, it's you don't necessarily have the best workers out there, and you got to take what you can get.
Yeah.
To keep your doors
Yep.
open. So, you know, they might be cutting corners. They might be leaving a little bit more meat on the bone or
Right.
throwing away bigger chunks of meat. You never know. But for the most part, I think they're all out there. They're reputable and they're honest.
There's a lot, like when you talk about leaving meat on the bone, where like if you're doing it for yourself, you're going to try to probably get every little scrap of, you know, meat off that bone. But then you got to look at it from a business aspect. You still got to make good time. So some of that little bit, especially like a big processor who's doing, you know, several animals a day, if they leave just a little bit of meat on the bone, it's not going to benefit them much, you know, just to go ahead and discard those bones. Whereas, like, if you're here doing it yourself, you know, you're going to get all that stuff off.
Yeah. And I've also learned dealing with, you know, a wide range of people.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the people keep the bones.
Right.
You know, that's an option.
From
Everything on that animal is theirs. I can leave with them if they want.
The whole thing.
And I've had some people, you know, ask me to leave a little extra meat on the bone. They're like, hey, you know, don't clean those bones totally off. You know, either they want them for the dog, or,
Right.
you know, I've had several people take them, and when they're making their stock, they take the meat and do something else with it. So I've learned, and then also you got to be careful when you're getting down, like scraping the bones off. A lot of times you get a lot of extra membrane, and if that's going into your sausage, then you get a little bit of extra gritty stuff in your sausage. So there's a fine line of trying to do too much,
and then not enough.
It actually lowers your quality, and then you don't want to leave too much on because then you're being wasteful.
Right.
So, yeah,
I think it's awesome just in the fact that when somebody's got something that goes in here, they know exactly what they're getting back.
Yeah.
You know, nothing's got switched up, because let's face it, we're all human.
Yep.
In a big facility that's doing a lot of animals, I mean, you don't know. It could get messed up. While they probably have good ways of keeping track of it. Like I said, we're all human and we all make mistakes.
That's right. And I mean, I've learned that people care like really deeply for their animals.
Right.
Even though they're going to eat them.
Mm-hmm.
They want the best thing for them. So if you go putting an animal on a trailer, they get stressed out, and then they might sit there at the processing facility for 24, 48 hours in a lot with other animals, and I mean their stress level goes up and all that.
And I've heard that comes through on the meat as well. When you got an animal that's stressed and tense, your meat's likely to come back tougher than what it would have been if it was not.
I mean, all that adrenaline in there.
Yep.
You know, when we come out, if it's a pig, that pig is a pig up until
it's time.
Yeah. I mean, you know, we dispatch them in their lot, unless we absolutely can't. There's been a few instances where, you know, we've just had a ton of rain and it's knee deep in mud, and we got to do something different just for the health of the animal and the people. You know, you don't want to go cutting it and all that bacteria.
Right.
But for the most part, I mean, that, like Joel Salatin says, the pig's a pig.
Yeah.
You know, he's being a pig.
And he's being a pig up until the time that he's not a pig.
So
that's cool, man.
And I've met some people and done some business for people that they were able to provide their own animals and meat because they didn't have a way to get them to a processor. They didn't own a trailer. They didn't have a friend with a trailer. So by us being able to come out, now it enables them to raise their own pigs or sheep or, you know, even poultry. I've had a bunch of people that wanted to do their own chickens, but they couldn't bring themselves, you know, to do it,
Yeah.
or they didn't have the knowledge, and which is fine.
I've known people who raise out a whole batch of meat chickens, and when it comes time, they're just like, I'm just going to get rid of them all because they couldn't bring themselves to do it.
Yep.
But, you know, if with somebody like you around, that opens the doors up to, like, you know, we can still raise our own meat, and we don't have to do that part of it.
That's right.
And that's probably the hardest part of raising your own meat
is
taking out that animal.
Yeah, I've had people that, you know, I've had them in tears. You know, they knew they were going to eat the animal when they started raising the animal.
Yep.
And I've had them in tears. And then I've had people like, man, just put that thing down.
Yeah, I'm glad it's gone.
It's gotten out 15 times, and it ate my neighbor's garden and, you know, caused problems. So, yeah, I've heard and seen it all.
I've been in both situations before. I know both ends of the deal there.
Yeah, I do too.
Well, that's pretty awesome, man. And so where can they find you if anybody here in North Carolina would be interested in getting in touch with you?
So we've got Facebook, and I apologize, I don't do a good job of updating everything. I just get so busy. But
Yeah.
we've got Facebook, we've got Instagram. They can call or text, email.
I'm assuming you've probably got a website as well, don't you?
We do. Well,
Or is Facebook like your...
Facebook is the main. I do
Okay.
have a website, but that's mainly for your ordering and scheduling and all that
Okay.
stuff. So.
Okay. So if they wanted to search Facebook for custom or
Homestead
Homestead Custom
Custom-
Meat Processing.
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll make sure we'll try to have a link in the video description for that too.
Yeah, and I mean,
So-
just take a picture of my cell phone and number, and they can text me, call me, whatever.
All right, cool deal, man.
Sweet.
All right,
Well,
buddy.
it's awesome meeting.
Yes, sir. Thank you. It's great to meet y'all.
Have a good one, and I
Thank
hope
you, too.
hope the show goes good for you today here.
Thank you. You too.
So what they're doing here behind me is grinding some hog feed. He's got a 50-50 mix of wheat and corn in the dump truck here, and he's running it out into this feed grinder. Then they're mixing in some soybean meal and some other stuff in there for minerals, and then they'll end up sacking it out of the auger over here to the side. Right there is where you add in any minerals or something you want to put into the mix. The show's really, it's about over with here, but I wanted to take some time since everything's died down and show you what else was here. We had Joe's Tractor Sales out of Thomasville, North Carolina. They brought some tractors up here, and we actually used one of the tractors to grind the feed with earlier, and I'm sure you saw the sawmill running. That belongs to the guy that owns the place. We had a feed company set up right here, and we had some fencing supply stuff set up over here. Everybody's packing up now, so they're getting on out of here. We had some awesome giveaways. They gave away some litters of pigs. They gave away a pack of lumber. They give away this little pig hut right over here. Had another feed company set up over here. So in this place right here is local here to Thomasville, so if anybody's close by, they can check them out. Right there. They said they're also on Facebook, so we'll link them in the description as well. But they have feed. They sell these pig watering troughs. Pig waters. They sell feeder stock and breeder stock.
Breeding stock and feeder pigs, and then livestock feed, and we also make the livestock waters for pigs.
So you can hook a man up if he's wanting to buy some pigs.
Yep, Thomasville area, just come see us. You can find us on Facebook. I guess you'll put a link.
Yeah, we'll have a link in the description for your Facebook.
All right.
And then this right here was one of the prizes they gave away today. This pig house, along with the fencing, the water, and the T-post. Talk about a good prize to give away. I mean, that's nice. But it was a pretty good event. So Megan had her canned stuff lined up all along this shelf. We had our field corn out here talking about grinding it.
People were super interested in the last two events we've done.
We've had the field corn out.
The field corn has been the main star.
Yep.
People have been super interested in that, and that makes, I don't know, it makes me happy. I think it's cool.
Well, it kind of makes me feel good knowing that we created this. So here's the man behind the scenes of it all right here. He's the one who put on this show, Mr. Johnny Sharp. So tell us what you do here. What all you got going on?
We do just a little bit of everything. We try to be self-sufficient. We've got our own sawmill. We produce our own lumber. We build our own buildings. We use the sawdust, the chips, all the byproducts for animal bedding. My wife, she runs this little pig farm, and I try to do whatever I can to make things as efficient for her. But what we've got here is probably a 1930s model, single alt frick circle sawmill. It's powered by a Detroit power unit.
You say this is around a 1930s model?
1930s model, single alt frick. It's been converted. It's all on steel. We're running a B pattern 48-inch saw. Just about what you used to see on every little farm. A lot of them were portable at one time and used to be carried from farm to farm and cut timber. We put this one in about 3 years ago, and it's really been a blessing for us. We've cut a lot of lumber for ourselves.
You can look around here and tell you've cut a lot of lumber.
We've cut a lot of lumber, built a lot of sheds, buildings. We've done a lot of projects for neighbors and friends, a lot of trailer decking. But this is just one of the many things that we have at the show. And like I said, we appreciate everybody come out and got to see it or whatever, and we hope next time to have more people to come see it.
Yep, and this was just your first year.
For
the first time ever, I think it turned out really good.
Just our first year. We really didn't know what kind of crowd she was going to have. We knew we'd probably be 100 plus, but it's really amazing how many people turned out to actually see what she does here. But
speaking of that, what all does she do? What all do y'all sell?
Well, she sells feeder pigs, which would be a pig, somewhere in the 35 to 50 pound range. She has Hampshire, she has Durocs, she has a cross of the two. She has American Spot, or some people call them Spotted Poland China. She does that. She sells breeding stock, breeding boars. She sells coil sows when they're used up. She sells coil sows. So I mean, anything pretty much pig related. She handles
got it
here.
handled.
That's right. And she also, when she deals with a customer after the sale, she follows up, don't she?
Yeah.
If somebody
All the
has a
time.
problem, if somebody needs something, if there's a question, whatever, she's on that phone 24 hours a day taking care of everybody's needs. And she's passionate about what she does, and I'm really proud of what she's built here, because she's built this from the ground up on her own. I've helped her, but she's done this all on her own.
And like y'all probably already heard us say, this is where we get our pigs from. And we've been buying them from y'all now, what, 4 or 5 years?
Several years, yes. So you can look back on previous videos and see the size of what y'all's pigs was when you got them, what they was when
and
you
what
when
they
you
are
topped
when
them
they're
out.
gone.
Yeah. And like I said, we like to build relationships for long-term customers. We don't just want to make one quick sale. We want you to come back every year.
Well, I know, there's a couple families up around us just to get them from y'all too.
Yeah. It's very important to us. She's not on a big scale, but I mean, she'll sell out probably 100 a month on average.
100 a month.
Sometimes a little more, but it's enough to keep her busy.
What would be the busiest month?
Springtime? Usually December, January, February, all the way up to about May, she'll sell 150 a month.
Really?
So right now we're trying to build up our inventory for the November, December rush when it really starts.
Yeah.
But there may be as much as a 2-month waiting list when she gets that far behind. But she sent them as far as Florida all the way to New York. So
that's a long way to send a pig.
She sells pigs all over. She really does. And I'm really proud of what she's done here.
She's done good with it. She has. And everything is neat and clean.
That's what
you don't
a lot of
smell
people,
anything here.
That's what a lot of people. That's the first thing they say, because when she posts pictures, they say, "Well, that's staged. She just cleaned that pen up. She just put fresh shavings and made it look like that." But everybody here today has looked at different pens. Everything is just as it was. Anything that's been done would have been done whether the show happened or not. We may have freshened up this area, but as far as the pig pens, they're just as they were. I mean, she keeps her pens clean. She takes care of her animals, and she takes care of her pens. And I mean, it shows.
Well, it does show here.
It shows.
The quality of the pigs and just how good everything looks.
To have an event like this with this many people, nobody's complaining about the smell.
Exactly.
Flies,
You'd never know there was a pig here.
No, and you're only just a few feet away from where some of the pens are.
Right over there.
Yep. But we really had a good turnout, had a lot of good people, made a lot of good fellowship with people we never met before, and we hope to continue doing this every year. And at some point, if she ever gets time, we're hoping in her schedule she can actually get started making her own YouTube content. You know, just make daily posts, little shorts, just something, because so many people enjoy actually seeing what she has going on here.
Yep.
And it's getting to be a thing where less and less people know where to get good quality pigs. Less and less people have access to it.
Yep.
The kids need to learn about it, and we want to do things like this to include the whole family.
That's right.
So we sure are really pleased that you guys were here with us today.
Well, we was pleased to be here today, and I think y'all done good with it. Everything turned out good. It flowed well. There was no chaos. It was nice.
And like I told you, this ain't something that you're just a guest at. You're a part of. You guys are a part of this, and this is something we want to happen at least once a year, if not maybe spring and fall.
Hopefully you can get this spring one going too.
It's a homestead and fellowship thing among all of our people or whatever, and it brings a lot of good friends and people together.
Everybody that I've talked to today said they absolutely love this. And so I think if you continue on with it, it's going to continue to grow.
We need more of this kind of stuff in communities. More people getting together. It's not about the money. It wasn't about selling anything.
It was just about bringing everybody together.
Exactly. That was the main thing, bringing people together. Good, honest, hardworking people bringing us together and making connections from one family to another.
Yep. And it turned out good. Well, it went good today.
Yes, sir. We had a good time. We sure am glad y'all got to come out. We look forward to doing this again real soon.
I look forward to it too.
Yep.
Well, I hope y'all enjoyed it. I really don't even know what all we got footage of today.
I know. We met a lot of good people though, and thank y'all everybody that come by and said hello, and say we met several new friends today.
We did. Met a lot of good people too.
Yeah.
It was nice. We had a lot of fun, and I think everybody that attended the event had a lot of fun, and I hope all of y'all that didn't get to attend enjoyed watching it.
Yep. But anyways, guys, hope you really enjoyed today's video. Hope you might have learned a little something. And anyways, till we see you on the next one.
Have a good one.
Have a good one.